Okay, greetings, internet people. It's me, Kepataru. Yeah, sorry it's been so long. My old computer kind of crapped out, and I've noticed some people have requested a how-to on deck building, or at least recommendations on deck building strategies. So that's what this video is going to be. I'm gonna do a quick overview of the decks that I have. The one that I tried, or that I built a few minutes ago, trying to make this video the first time, because it's been a while since I've used the software. And then we're gonna build a new deck on the fly. Alright, so bringing up the book. Everyone's familiar with Kelp. That is my default deck for running through the game. So I've got 19 creatures in this deck, 5 items, and 26 spells. So this is a little spell heavy. Most of my decks are going to have somewhere around 20 creatures, because I do like to have a balance between creatures, equipment, and spells. And I'm generally more of a fan of defensive items. So see here. The green and red is pretty feature heavy, but at the same time, it's got a lot of dependence on creatures. So basically, these two are going to buff things whenever they're out. This is going to going to buff stuff on the field. And I've got 10 items in the deck. It looks like this deck is only really going to be super effective. Well, it's not going to be super effective against anything, but it's going to be really annoying to blue and yellow decks. So see here. This is a nice neutral deck. And it's got 15 creatures, 12 items, and 23 spells. So still a little spell heavy. Really light on creatures. But this is more of a nuisance deck than. Also, you know, it's got Spot Toy, which is nice for being able to just throw stuff randomly on the field when you don't have a creature in hand. So, okay. Here's the lovely deck that I built trying to make this video the first time. Again, 20 creatures, 17 items, 13 spells. This is a slightly more balanced green and red deck. Generally, on decks, you're going to want to go with 1 or 2 colors. Yellow and blue have good synergy usually. Green and red have good synergy usually with this particular game. And deck synergy is going to be important anytime in any game that you're dealing with cards. So let's go ahead and get to a new book. So on the new book, we're gonna name this book Hope, because I hope this video will work. I'm gonna go in and go to edit. So generally on the first thing I like to start with is creatures. I'm not a fan of normal creatures because normal creatures don't get the defense buff for same land type, with a few exceptions. But I don't have those exceptions because I haven't unlocked nearly enough cards yet. So we're gonna skip the neutral because I don't have the materials to go with that unless I wanted to do a goblin deck. Goblin decks are cute and funny, but not something like, yeah. Basically, goblin deck, you just throw red cap and all the goblins in there, and then there's a spell that summons goblins, if I've got it. So let's see here. I just built the green and red. Should be interesting. So let's got a mono blue. Let's see about making a mono yellow. So I'm kind of a fan of wyverns because, you know, wyverns. I like the idea of thunder. Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening. Serpent flies are fun. I'm not a big fan of stuff that requires a discard. I do love Tetrarm. I love this because it attacks twice. Oh, nice. And if I'm gonna be building a deck that's all yellow critters, might as well get the thing that has attack and health equal to the number of yellow critters in play. Kieran is kinda nice. Okay. This is actually a really good card, because not only does it attack first, it gives you your equipment back. And yeah, that's kind of nice. Okay. Okay, so generally I'll go through and add all the creatures that I want in the deck. And then come through and remove or whittle them down after. So right now I'm looking at 28 creatures, and I need to bring this down a little bit. Usually the way I do that is simply by reducing the number of copies of everything that I have multiple copies of. The other thing is always look at the requirements for your creatures, because at one point I accidentally built a deck where everything required I already have a territory, which meant I had a bunch of creatures and just couldn't play anything until I went back through and modified it. So always look and make sure that you've got stuff that doesn't have requirements. And while Gruda is probably one of the best creatures in the game, he's something that I would only really put in a deck where that's mono yellow. Really tempted to take out Nike, but honestly, I'm okay with being a little bit over on the creatures on this deck. Okay. Centaur is going... the purpose of this guy is to recycle really good stuff. And since he attacks first... Tonfas are pretty good. The Trident is pretty good. Vorpal Sword is good because it crits creatures with max HP of 40 and up. Storm Armor and Storm Shield are good, as well as Storm Spear. Spiked shield is hilarious because it returns damage to the person attacking you. There we go. So, Angry Mask is also good. And the Silver Plower is extremely situational, so it's something that generally you're only going to want to use if you're confident that your opponent can't kill you or you're taking the land. There we go. Okay. And that's exceptionally useful if your opponent has an Angry Mask. So, now let's take a look at spells. What spells do we have? So that just draws your cards. If I didn't have so many creatures that could move so much, Spirit Walk would be a great thing. Squeeze is a great way to get rid of your opponent's cards. Oh, that is an incredibly useful. And getting rid of cards in your opponent's hand can be incredibly useful as well. And one never knows when they're going to need a prophecy. So, I realize that was a bad pun, but that's alright. Actually, being able to move stuff. Okay. Alright, so again, I've gone a little bit over. I usually do, and then I come back through and see what I want to take out. I have a personal grievance against the Shatter and Squeeze because they've been used on me and frustrated me countless times. So I'm taking those down to 1 each. And there we go. Okay, so that's a complete deck. It's mono yellow. Let's change that color. Base yellow. I like that. Why not? There we go. So, there you go. Hopefully you find that useful on how to build a deck. If you want to see this deck in action, that's going to be the next video I upload here in a few minutes. And I hope you found this video useful and have a great day.